Hi. What's actually happening with my football club? Because I don't know. Too much. That's the answer. Yes, I've got it. Way too much has happened and is happening. How is it even possible that at the start of the year you are one of the strong candidates for promotion to the Premier League, and by the end of the year you're one of the strong candidates for relegation to League One? Yep, that's Nottingham Forest in a nutshell. And I'm not even really exaggerating, I think the sooner that all of our fans realise that we really are in a relegation battle, the better. I think all of us have, to be honest, but a lot of people are saying that we will get going. We're going to have to bloody hurry up, aren't we? Because the way we're going, we're not going to get promotion. That was our goal. There's no way we're getting promotion this year, alright? It's negative, but it's realistic. But I find it incredible that we've gone from being so positive. It's been a long time since the club has been so positive last year, and so upbeat, and team spirit was so clear to see. There was a few lows last season, but there was plenty of highs as well. We were top six pretty much the whole time. It was actually pretty good to be a Forest fan. To now, every game, we just have no hope. We're negative, we're uninspired, unmotivated. We actually laugh at our own downfall. What do we say, lads? What do we say? I don't know. We also have a chief executive, Ioannis Vestros. I think I have said his last name wrong, but he's ripping the club up slowly but surely. It's still a long way to go before we get to like a Bolton situation or a Bury situation. It's a long way off that, and I want to make that clear. We could be in a lot worse situations. A lot worse situations, but it isn't exactly good, is it? That's my point. From him making happy players unhappy because he doesn't want them at the club for reasons we don't know, and he is making them unhappy, so he's freezing them out of the team because he doesn't want them at the club. So he isn't in charge of that kind of thing. He's not in charge of the teams, yet he is freezing them out of the club because he doesn't want them there. Even though Ribeiro was one of those players, even though he is one of our best players really, and was one of the most consistent players last season, we just freeze him out of the team. So let's just forget that he's actually a good player and just don't let him play games. Carvalho, one of the only creative players we had at the club last year. He wasn't insane, but he's one of the few number 10s we had, and we learned him out. Why? Adoma, one of the nicest people you'll see, I think, in football. A very, very good character to have around in the dressing room. We sell him. Why? And we sign 14 players in one transfer window, 71 in 7 transfer windows. That is 71 players we have signed in just over 3 years. And more currently, our main issue is a quite significant lack of goals. We have missed the most big chances in the league this season. 22 big chances we've missed, and we've scored 9 goals this season. We can create chances quite clearly, but we just can't actually put them away in the final third. Yet we have some of the most experienced and best forwards in the league, really. Knockout promoted 3 times with Brighton, Leicester, Fulham, even just back in the summer. And then we have Lolly. We know what Lolly can do on his day. Right now he's not doing it though. Graben, when he was fit, he wasn't doing it. Taylor was for a bit, but even he's kind of gone off a cliff a little bit as well. Maybe it's also to do with the service to him. That isn't really helping either. Amiobi can do it on his day. We've got the players to score goals quite clearly, but something's just not clicking. I can't click, but you get the idea. Yeah. There's also rumours, and they're fake, I'm convinced that they are, that we're going to sell the club. Manakis is going to sell the club. I don't know why I'd do that. Maybe it would be a good thing, but we've already had way too much change. If a new owner comes in, is that really a good thing? And it's painful to know that our run of form isn't getting any easier. Our last few games have been against teams in the playoffs, and our next few games, again, we've got Norwich and Brentford, and then we've got Sheffield Wednesday, who are in the relegation zone, but we never normally beat them. They'll be fired up to beat us. They literally beat us 4-0 last season away, so I'm confident about that one for sure. Millwall away from home is never easy. Birmingham at home, a team that we historically never do well against. Then Stoke, we know what happened when we last played them. Preston is never easy. Then we play Cardiff in the Cup, one of the deadest ties we could have possibly got. I hope we actually lose it, because we couldn't care less about the Cup, even, especially this year. I just think that the club is a complete mess, and it could be a bigger mess, I understand that, but it isn't exactly in a good way, is it? I haven't really planned what I'm going to say in this video, but there's plenty of things that I already know to talk about, and one of them is definitely the fact that most of the transfers we made weren't even to do with the manager. I think Sabri Lamouchi, our ex-manager, I think he only made maybe like one or two of these transfers, and this is quite clear that these people don't really care about football. They don't really care about Forest. They're just seeing us as a business opportunity. They don't really care about us. They just think, okay, we'll throw a load of money at it, we'll just sign a load of players, and hopefully it will work. Yeah, because that's going to work, isn't it? Even though last season it may have ended terribly, but there's quite clearly a lot of good in the team. That is completely gone now. And okay, we would have lost Cash, we lost Silva, we lost Watson. We were always going to lose players after last season, regardless. Even if we went up, we would have lost players, or even if we got the playoffs, we would have lost players. But we didn't need to completely change the core of the team, and that's exactly what we've done. There's so many players that we didn't even have last year. And that makes you think, well, okay, it can't be a hangover, because 14 of those players weren't even involved in our collapse last season. So what is it? The current players, you could say that's still an issue. But what about the new players? They would have gelled by now, surely. They've had like 3 months to gel. Surely they're going to be know each other to some extent now. I just don't know what else to say. I just thought I'd do a video where I just talk about what the bloody hell's going on with this club. And the answer is, no one has a clue. That's the thing. No one has a clue what's actually going on. I really missed last season. You may not have gone up, but the team spirit, the last 2 seasons, in fact, so positive, genuine belief and optimism. We're now back to square one again, where we're just in relegation fights, staying up by 2 goals. We are back to square one, where we're just a crap team struggling at the bottom of the Championship. Speaking of that, I think we're like Stoke of last season. Stoke last season, I think a lot of people knew they had a really good team, but yet they were terrible. They were terrible. And I saw someone the other day made a really good point. Actually, on one of my other Forest creators' channel, Dawn Tour, he did a review to the Reading game, and I can't remember what his name was, but he said Stoke last season, like I just mentioned there, most of the players that are in the Stoke team now are doing really well, aren't they? Stoke are up there now, whereas last season they were getting battered every week. And that kind of is the same with Forest. Our team right now is crap. It's getting battered every week, or it's not being battered, but it's losing. So the same could happen to us. Maybe in a few months we could be firing. You never know. And this is why we need to give Chris Hughton time. He took over Brighton when they were struggling at the bottom of the Championship. He took over Newcastle. Birmingham, I don't know where they were in the Championship, but he got them playoffs. And Norwich, he made a team that are historically a yo-yo club in the Premier League finish mid-table. So he can do it. And all these clubs that he's taken over have been a sinking ship when he took over, and he ended with them as all of them being, apart from Birmingham, stable Premier League teams. So we've got to give Chris Hughton time. That's the key thing. It may seem 100 miles away now, but this is our issue. We changed managers way too much, and I think Sabri needed to go. I think he did. Having said that, but we can't just sack Hughton. If we sack Hughton, we get someone else in. We're just back to square one again. The players have got to get used to a new manager again. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on the situation with Forest right now, because it really isn't good at all. It really isn't. We've done 21 live streams since July, and I've only won 3 of them. Yep. So please make sure you like and subscribe to Rads if you have somehow enjoyed this video. Quite a negative video, but then again, most of my content right now is negative. If you have enjoyed, like I said, do just that. And there'll be a stream for Norwich on Wednesday where we'll get battered again, and then Brentford where we'll lose most likely again. So all positivity on this channel. There's lots to look forward to going forward on the channel that is a lot more positive. Around Christmas, I've got 3 videos. I'll say the number, 3 videos coming out over Christmas that I would never normally do, and they're all pretty long as well, which, you know, a bit like a song. I often think if a song's long, it's a banger, and hopefully that's the same with a video. You know, that's an interesting comparison, but, you know, you get the idea. So please make sure you keep a lookout for all of them, and yeah, I'll see you very soon, lads. Somehow keep the faith, you Reds.